All right. Hello, world. Hope you all are doing well. Alan Brock, Ground Your Divinity. Day 46, sort of. And I'll explain that momentarily, of my 100-day meditation experience. Meditate 2 hours a day and offer insights and awarenesses, inspiration, whatever comes up for me, in hopes that it blesses you guys and whatever you're going through. It is 8-ish, 30 in the morning, or somewhere in there, 7, 8, I don't know, in the morning on Sunday morning. And this is technically Saturday's scope. I had an incredibly full day yesterday, awesome day, which I will mention a couple things about here in a bit, but incredibly full day, and got home last night and was like, you know what, I haven't done any of my meditation yet, I haven't done my scope, I haven't done anything. It's time to do all that. And I was like, I'm just going to lay down for just a minute. And like 6-7 hours later, I woke up. I've been running myself pretty ragged on, anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours sleep. I think there might have been a 4 or 4.5 in there somewhere, but pretty much for the past few days it's been running myself pretty hard. So yeah, I lay down and I just crashed and got up this morning and was like, and so this is, I guess, some of the insights that I wanted to share with you all, as things that were coming up for me. And I don't know if this will make sense or not, if this will ring true with whatever's going on with you in any way. I hope that it does. And if not, then I guess it's just me sharing what I'm going through, and maybe somewhere out there somebody will connect with it. So just kind of getting up, and at first there's this little bit of like twinge of guilt, like, okay, I said I was going to commit to a scope every day and a meditation every day, and here I am. And it's the next day, I've slept the whole night and I didn't do it. So there's that little bit of like letting myself down, letting y'all down kind of a thing. And also, actually, for that matter, the letting y'all down, while I do certainly respect everybody out there in Scope Land, most of that is a projection. It's not really about y'all, it's about me. And it's about, and I don't mean to sound selfish in that, but if we reflect how we look at the outside world with regard to anybody, with good things, bad things, etc., is really just a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And so I deeply inside felt that I'd let myself down, and like I said, projected that onto you guys as well. And then there was this like mental game that I play with myself where I'm like, okay, well, it's still technically dark, and so the next day the sun hasn't come up yet, so I can still kind of pretend like it's yesterday, and I can get that thing done, and I can do my meditation, I can do my scope, and then it'll all be okay. And so I kind of started, okay, all right, I'll do my training, and I'm going to do my meditation and do that, and I started operating out of that. And in my doing of my thing, doing of my training, just this idea of like, why am I playing these games? What does it friggin' matter if it's today, if it's tomorrow? I mean, in one sense, yes, I made a commitment, and there is an honoring of that commitment. But the past is the past. It's done. I slept the night. I woke up the next day. To try and keep up some illusion like it's not the next day it's just false, and it doesn't serve. And so I kind of just kept opening this idea of what is going on in here, and I began to kind of see inside myself that there is this need to maintain or keep up this illusion, keep up this sense of I didn't mess up, it's okay, I didn't make a mistake, kind of a thing going on inside of me. That I think that we all have to a certain level. There's this unwillingness to make mistakes. And so again, just opening more and more deeply, why? Because there is this piece inside of me, and I feel like inside of all of us, that we all have this sense, because everybody's experienced negative stuff in life. And everybody's experienced being stepped on. Everybody's experienced being shunned. Everybody's experienced things that have caused us to doubt ourselves, to cause us to feel like we're not worthy, lack of self-confidence, lack of self-love. Thank you. I appreciate the hearts. Everybody has those experiences, and as a result, we're constantly trying to seek love somewhere, whether it's from the external or whether it's from the internal. And so we tend to keep up these illusions and be unwilling to make mistakes, or unwilling to look at ourselves when we do make mistakes, because there's some piece of us that is so attached to getting that love from ourselves, and we feel like our performance is attached, or that ability to give and receive that love is attached to our performance. So when we do things and make mistakes, either one of two things. Either we make the mistake and we don't want to look at it, or we don't put ourselves out there in life so that we don't take the chance on making that mistake. So then we don't have to, have that sense of poor performance and then not get that love. Right on. Thanks, brother. Part of it, I will say, is part of it's maybe some oily skin and maybe some good mojo is surfacing from my inner being. Part of this little halo effect is the fact that there is a light behind me from my door, but I didn't want that to be shining right at your eyes in the scope, so I tried to cover it up as best I can. And I don't feel like doing this the whole scope to get it all, so you kind of get some of it. That'd be kind of funny, right? Doing my entire scope like this. I was raised Christian originally, and over time I have opened to the idea that all truth is truth, and there are just different facets of it. Christianity being one, Buddhism being one, etc., etc., etc. At least this is the way that I view things, and that all ultimately points to the same truth. So back to this idea of love. And so I just really began opening to this and looking inside of myself and seeing why I'm doing this. Why do I need to play these games with myself? Why do I need to pretend that it's still Saturday and that I haven't made this mistake and I'm still okay to, I can do the scope and I can do the meditation and still kind of count it as yesterday. That's okay. And it just, we have these comfort zones. We have these illusions that we're trying to keep up to try and protect ourselves. The irony of the whole thing is all this crap becomes our own prison. That we have to keep all of this, we have to maintain this prison and maintain this walls of protection and maintain these walls of, it's okay, everything's still okay in this nice, neat little box. So that we can feel good about ourselves and give love to ourselves. It just creates more stress. It's harder to keep that stuff up. It's harder to stay in that zone than it is to just relax and let go. And if we make a mistake, we make a mistake. If we don't, we don't. Whatever, And as far as the love thing, again, what I kept really opening to was I'm sitting here trying to give love, trying to receive love, all the above. I am love. You are love. That's our essence. That's what we are. We don't need to give and receive love. We just need to relax and allow the love that we already are by our true nature to just open and saturate our being. So, and we live in a world of this surface attached love. There's an outward directed love. There is we get this, I think, from the people in our lives and from our parents. And we are raised, and like I said, this may or may not make sense, and I hope this is hitting somebody out there. And if not, and I'm just talking to myself, everybody's pretty much gone at this point. If we're not, and I'm just talking to myself, it's okay. It's therapeutic for me, and I'm getting to release this. But again, if somebody out there lands with it, then I wish the best for you also. So anyway, like I said, there is this attached love that we have, from our parents that direct outward at us. And, we are special and we are unique and we are wonderful. And we begin to take that, at least I've seen in myself, this addiction to that feeling of specialness, this addiction to that feeling of uniqueness and of I am special and I am somehow, whatever, we'll just say special and unique. And that sense of outward directed, attached love and my own uniqueness and my own specialness. And then we get out in the rest of the world and we realize, or at least we encounter this fact that while in one sense we are unique and beautiful and special, in another sense we ain't anything special. We're one of 7 billion. And while there is nobody like us, all people are, we're all just one with all other people. And it's not anything particularly, in terms of deserving love, all people deserve love equally. All people are loved equally. And in that sense, there's nothing unique or special about us. And yet there's that piece that desires to hold on to that specialness, that uniqueness. And there's that fighting. And then there's that the world steps on us, the world casts us down, the world pushes us away. And we feel like we have to keep that love going inside. And so we come up with our own false ways of doing that. If I do this thing, then I can give myself love. Or other people, if we do that thing, then other people will give us love. And so we create all these false ways of being that are inauthentic to ourselves, that we forget they're even inauthentic, to try and get that love from inside or from outside. And we create these protective layers and these walls around us to protect all the stuff that we have going on so we can keep this love going. And when things start to push down or break or push against or violate or whatever those walls, that starts to mess with us. And then we try and protect them even more. And we play these games with ourselves and all of this crap just to get this love, that part of the love that we're trying to get isn't even real love. It's this surface layer attached love. And if we can just let all of that stuff go, let the games go, let the attachment, let this idea that we have to be some unique thing. We have to be, and like I said, yes, on one level we are beautiful and wonderful and unique, and there is nobody like us. And the other, but that's a surface deal. In the deepest level, we are one with all. And that is where the purest love comes from. Because love and unity and connection and peace and wholeness and energy, it's all synonymous. And if we can relax and let go of the surface stuff that we've created and just into who we really are, this deep, pure, unconditional love surfaces from inside. And we can just rest in that presence, and it's got everything we ever needed or wanted. And it doesn't need games, it doesn't need illusions, it doesn't need a mistake-free life, it doesn't need anything. And it's right here for us. And so I am open to that, and have seen that in my life. And so like I said, I kind of started the day with this, trying to play these games with myself. Oh, it's still technically Saturday, I didn't mess up, or whatever. It's Sunday. And I own, hey, what's up? Thank you. And thank you for the hearts. So I missed yesterday. I'm doing it today. I do decide, I don't know what that means, but maybe it means hello. So hello and much love. Now I do desire to honor my choices, my commitments, and this I'm using as kind of bringing yesterday into completion. I did my 2 hours meditation this morning. I'm doing this scope, offering these insights, and I still intend to, this evening after also a very full day, to do more meditation and more scoping for Sundays. But it's not about, I tell you what, you translate it for me and I'll consider saying it. But it's more about bringing things, not about perfection, it's about completion. And there's a subtle but important difference in that. And maybe I've still got some perfection I'm tied to as well. That's very possible. I'm working through that myself. But like I said, I hope this finds you well. Remember that at the deepest level, we are love. That is just, it is our nature, and we need nothing else beside that. So just allow yourself to continue to rest into the love and the peace and the presence. Thank you. I appreciate that. That we already are. In terms of yesterday too, something that really surfaced for me. Actually, two thoughts. One prior to that is there is something to be said for, like I said, honoring our commitments. Okay, cool. Thank you. And forgive me for being a little, I can't think of the right word, maybe antagonistic about that. Occasionally people have come on, they've been trolling, and they'll have me say something in another language that means like, I am stupid, or I am a dick, or, just something that is a derogatory statement that there's no point in adding that extra mojo to the world. So I kind of stopped saying things unless people translated them. So forgive me for that. But I would wish that trolls would wake up and grow in their consciousness as well. But at the deepest level, we're all beautiful beings. And so they will wake up one day too. And no, not necessarily rich. You don't need to be rich to meditate. You just need to do it. A homeless guy can meditate for 2 hours a day. Doesn't have anything to do with money. Just takes choice, brother. Or sister. Not sure. But just takes choice. And you have the opportunity and the choice available to you as well. And I will also say, by the way, doing the 100-day, I'm on day 46 right now. Or 46, 47. Kind of, this is sort of yesterday's thing in a way, which I was just talking about. It's changed my life. That's funny. I totally and completely understand. Neither did I when I started this. And the Buddha said, if you don't have time to meditate 1 hour a day, you should meditate 2 hours a day. And I totally get that. I have been running one business on my own. I've been creating a new business. I lead class. I run a meditation circle. I go to a yoga studio regularly, and for a little while was actually leading class there on a regular basis, as well as just the basics. I like to do laundry and eat and sleep and shower, general life stuff. And I told myself I did not have time either. And honestly, I started this practice, and for the first couple days, I almost stopped. And I was like, screw it, it's not working. I am too stressed, I'm too frazzled, I don't have time for this, it's just whatever. And I almost stopped, and I just kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. And I can tell you from personal experience now, having done it and living it, that life begins to shift. When we take this time to meditate, even though we don't have time, and if there's anybody in the world that understands you that says that I don't have time, I promise you, it's me. We do have time, and right on, I agree, meditation is amazing. Life begins to open and shift. It's a combination of things. It's hard to explain. It's unique to every individual. But one, a sense of peace and a sense of presence begins to grow inside, so we can do all of the stuff outside that we normally do with less frazzleness and with less needing time between, with less needing breaks, with less running around like a chicken with our head cut off, all that stuff. We maintain our center. In doing so, we get more done. We get more accomplished. With doing less, our actions become significantly more efficient. And we can also much more easily let go. This is, I'm saying I have been able to. I shouldn't put my experience on you. But I have noticed that I can much more easily let go of things that just don't serve me, that I thought I needed to do, that I don't really need to do. Good question. Hang on just 1 second. So I can let go of things that I didn't, that aren't efficient, that aren't really useful, that was filling up my time that I thought I needed to do that I don't, which saves time. I can get by on a little bit less sleep, which also adds a little bit extra time. Now I've pushed that too far, and I've gone on the 1 to 3 hours sleep times 4 hours sleep. Was like an average for me for a little while, and actually that's kind of where I am right now. Last night was like 6, which was amazing, and more than I've had in quite a while. So I don't necessarily recommend going super low on sleep, but cool, very good. Yes, definitely going more the vegan route is helpful. As far as what's my story. Right on, thank you, I appreciate that. That is a longer discussion than I choose to take the time for right now, although I really, really appreciate you asking. But I am doing, I did not do this yesterday, which I've committed to myself for 100 days to do, and the beginning of this Scope broadcast, I kind of went into all of that stuff and what was going on and why I didn't, feelings and things that came up and all the above, so feel free to catch that replay. Very, very briefly, I guess. I'm an only child. I was raised Christian. I have, made fun of, like all of us, stepped on, made fun of in life, caused a lot of shyness in my being. Grew up kind of reserved, kind of shy. Of course, we all have friends, but it was, we kind of kept with our little group. And got to college, decided to forget the religion, spirituality stuff for a while. Started smoking a lot of weed. Got back, awakened to behind the scenes, got back into this idea of, religion, spirituality, read about Buddhism, started reading more about Christianity as well, had a deep spiritual awakening, started meditating. Have had a very eclectic life in terms of, I've done everything job-wise, from computer programming to running my own business, to retail stuff, to restaurant stuff, to being a bartender, to being a cab driver, a lifeguard, whatever. being a teacher, a school teacher, a private tutor. I'm working right now. I'm creating a business as a life and wellness coach, and I've had my ups and downs. I've done the depression thing, the anxiety thing, the suicidal thoughts thing, the drug thing, the alcohol thing. Been through all of that stuff. The dark times. Don't want to deal with anybody. Draw shades. Screw the world vibe. Bankruptcy. Go back home. Live with my parents. Been through that phase. And little by little, about 6 years ago or so, I decided to, one day at a time, I tried the cold turkey thing for a while, and for me personally, that did not take. And so I would basically tell myself, okay, I'm gonna, if I smoke a couple bowls a day, then that's going to be my max. And that's, or take 10 hits a day or whatever it is. That's going to be my max, and I can do that as long as I want to, but then I'm not going to go over that. And then, I'd have a day where I'd feel like, okay, I'm fine. I'll, for example, take right on. And I'd be and that was, the big thing for me too. And okay, today I'm going to take 8 or 9, or take 9 hits. And that'll be my new max. And I can't do any more than that. But I can do that as much as I want, guilt-free, no worries. And then one day we just kind of work out where I didn't feel I needed that much, and okay, 8 hits, 7 hits, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it'd be okay, today, and I can do, a hit a day, just at some point in my day, and that's fine, and then I can let the rest go. And then it became every other day, and then every third day, and stuff like that. I will fully, oh yes, thank you. A lot of different questions. Short answer for the meditation is before this scope broadcast, what I've been doing daily is it's called a brief meditation together. That is where I actually do the meditation with you guys. You're very welcome. Where I actually do the meditation with you guys. Short answer is I do some sort of get back in my body, bounce around, shake, tap, whatever, to get my consciousness in my body and ground myself. And then simple breathing meditations. And right now focusing on breath. I allow my meditation to open up to all kinds of other different techniques as I have grown, which I'm going to let go of getting into right now. But I would recommend first just tune into there's a lot of different subjects in the chat, so I love you guys and I appreciate you chatting in. Just for me to address them all right now would be too many trains of thought. But I do love you and I do thank you for chiming stuff in. Anyway, and I'll get back to the pot thing here momentarily too. So my recommendation would be, if you're a beginner in meditation, go back and catch that replay and kind of follow along with that. And like I said, just get yourself grounded on a daily basis. Do some sort of tapping to wake your senses of your body back up. Get yourself back in your body. Or, stand up and just kind of bounce around. It looks silly. It's incredibly effective. And just waking yourself up, getting back in your body. There's all kinds of different techniques that over time, if you watch those broadcasts on a regular basis, I do a lot of different things. Yeah, it is. And then just simple breathing meditation, sitting and focusing on your breath. Just feeling it move throughout your body, and as you cultivate that focus and that sense of inner awareness, that then can lead to other things, opening your heart space, letting your energy move through your body, awakening Kundalini, all kinds of other stuff. But for now, I would recommend go catch that replay, follow me, so that you can catch whenever I come on. You can do those things, and then kind of starting those techniques and doing your own practice at home. Would be great. And then if you want to come on another day, then I'll be happy to address more types of meditation techniques. No, you do not. Religion is a surface thing. There are a set of practices that, religion is a set of practices that people have, as they have woken up to their true deep nature, they have said, hey, here's what I did, here's the practices that I did, and people have built a religion around it. And that's fine, that's wonderful. And if people ascribe to that, right now about 2 hours a day. And if you ascribe to that religion and you follow those practices, that is beautiful, and there's nothing, mostly raw vegan. except for a little bit of bison meat each day. And then occasionally having meals where I eat whatever the hell I want because I just feel like it. Nothing wrong with any religion. All religions are beautiful. But you don't need to ascribe to any particular religion or believe a particular thing to meditate. It's just about allowing yourself to be and open to the oneness, the divine spirit, whatever you want to call it, inside. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, if anybody feels led, feel free to check that out. Awesome. So that's it on the... all of life can be a meditation, and then the why do you delay and put things off? Short answer, and I want to get back to the gentleman about the pot, and I'm going to close this scope out because I have a full day ahead of me and some other things. I haven't exercised, showered yet, all the above, and this is kind of yesterday's stuff. I'm going to do 2 more hours of meditation, another scope later on this evening, so I choose to honor my time. That's a great question, and hopefully the person with the pot is still on there. Again, forgive me for taking so long to get back to you, but hang on 1 second, brother. So why do we do all those things that we don't want to do, and why do we waste time with doing crap that's inefficient, not the things we want? We tend to be 2 things. We're run by our ego, and we're run by our thoughts. And emotion. Actually, run by thoughts, emotions, and ego, which is actually kind of all the same thing, this surface entity. There's a deep piece of us inside that knows what would be highest for us, and it is kind of gently offering those suggestions all the time. But when we believe that who we really are is this, and our thoughts and our emotions, and we allow that to run our life, we tend to disregard these inner suggestions, end up spending half of our time, if not all of our time, just doing pointless shit or things that in the moment we think is really, really useful. And we look back and we're like, why did I do that? And why did I not do this thing inside that I really felt was good for me? So that's normal. Everybody does that. It's a product of being attached to our ego. It's a product of being feeling like our surface entity is more important than our true deep self. And that process of releasing ego and the process of opening to and listening to and honoring the deep voice inside is this process of awakening. It is this path that we are all on. So the same issue you're having, the same issue that everybody has, and as you begin to awaken to that and open to that, and I'm going to talk about how to do that here in a minute, as you begin to awaken to that, all of these issues will begin to resolve themselves, and you will begin more and more accomplishing your purpose on this earth. That is part of our transformation. That's part of why we're here, is to feel that, to have this illusion of a surface self that takes over, and to begin to, through practice and through day after day, and trying and continuing to go forward and fall down and get back up and all the above, little by little release the surface self and honor who we really are. It's exactly the journey we're on, so you're perfect where you are. So to do that, a few things that I've really found beneficial. One, I tell you what, I love you. I'm going to let that question go. The short answer is it's part of overall meditation. I do recommend opening up your lower chakras first before working on the higher. If you do this first, it creates imbalance. And then that's all I'm going to say about that right now and let it go. But feel free to follow me, jump on in the future, and I'd be happy to address that more. Like I said, this is the journey that we're all on. And so, one, through meditation, through this deep inner, again, get grounded first. As we get grounded, it helps us to release our thoughts and emotions. When we're up here, we're attached to them. We feel like we need to follow those thoughts and emotions. If you can get down to a deep layer of self, much love. I have no idea what that says, but much love anyway. If we can get down to a deep layer of self and deep in our physical body, underneath thoughts and underneath emotions, it helps us to not follow those anymore. So that's one thing that helps. Like I said, strong tapping of your body. If you want to do bouncing of knees, and it's all simple, even silly looking stuff, but trust me, it becomes very effective. If you do, you can't see my feet right now. You can just trust me. My toes are tapping. If you're tapping your toes, and just sit there and relax and just do this for a while, it really opens up your lower chakras. Stand up and just bounce around. I got crystals in my pocket, so there's a little noise going on, but just stand up and just bounce around. If you will do that set a timer. Do it for like 15 minutes. Again, I know it seems weird, but just trust me. If you will do that for 15, 20 minutes, you will access a deep layer of feeling in your body that helps you to get underneath the thoughts and the emotions. As you do that and you open up to meditation, you are growing that connection with your soul. That deep inner peace that knows what it wants to do and is trying to offer these little suggestions, that is your soul. As you begin to cultivate that deep, or you can call it true self, you can call it, connection with God, it's all essentially the same thing. And you cultivate that connection, just like you would spend time with a friend in the outside world to develop that friendship. As you spend time with the friend inside through meditation, you cultivate that friendship. And that sense begins to grow and grow and grow. And this surface level, this surface attachment, this ego begins to release and release and release. And the balance of power begins to shift, and now you begin honoring more of this inside stuff and letting go of all the pointless crap that we do and doing all those things we know is really serving for us in humanity. But it comes through spending time with this friend inside. Along that development, what I would also highly, highly recommend is finding some sort of commitments you can make for yourself, some sort of challenge, some sort of self-discipline is kind of a funny word because that turns a lot of people off. But let's just say a challenge for yourself. Like, for example, I'm doing this 100-day meditation challenge where I meditate 2 hours a day, or experience, I call it, because, rather than use the word challenge, it's all the same. It's something that I'm committing to. I'm choosing to do 100 days, 2 hours of meditation, and I'm doing it. And by doing that, come hell or high water, and there's days when I do not feel like doing it. There's days when all kinds of other stuff comes up, or I've gone on low sleep or whatever, and still, barring a couple little exceptions, because I'm human and I'm working through that, although I forgive myself for them, I am sticking to it and committing to it and keep going. And that is growing this sense of true self, soul connection, and then releasing the ego and all the reasons why I can't, why I shouldn't, why I feel bad, why, all that crap just begins to go by the wayside. And this is beginning to awaken more and more fully. I did a 100 push-ups challenge a while back where I was like, I want to see if I can do 100 push-ups in a row. And at the time, I was at like 30. And it took me like 9 months, but just of consistent working and doing, push-ups and on an every other day basis to build my strength to where then, yes, I did, I think 103, 105 push-ups in a row. And it's not to say, oh, look at me, I did push-ups. Screw that, doesn't matter. The point is that I made a commitment to myself. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And I just kept working it until I finally got there. And in doing that and in accomplishing that, there's something inside of our soul. Even though our body wants to stop, our mind wants to stop, nobody was watching me. Nobody was making me do it. I could have stopped at any point. But because I wanted to, I chose for myself, I did it, I kept going. That really grew my spirit, that grew my soul. And all of this ego stuff began to just kind of fade by the wayside. So if you're experiencing that, that's what everybody experiences. I would recommend, like I said, get grounded, spend time with the best friend inside through meditation, and then finding some kind of a challenge for yourself. We call it an experience, call it a goal, even goal implies external. It's not about external. It's not about like being able to do the 100 push-ups or whatever it is so that I can say, I did 100 push-ups, yeah, I rock. It's not what it's about. It's about just making some choice. And no matter what else comes up, from a sense of honoring your soul and your deep inner self, and just stick to it no matter what. It's about growing this, not about growing this. Yeah, look how awesome I am. That's an ego thing. It's about this. And so whatever it is for yourself, whatever commitment you choose to make for yourself to honor your soul, and if you fall off, that's fine. Get back on the next day. But do a 21-day thing, a 50-day thing, a 100-day thing. Do a 3-day thing if that's what it starts. Say, I'm going to meditate 5 minutes a day for the next 3 days, and I commit that to myself, and I'm going to do it no matter what. That's a start, and let it grow from there. And you will begin to see the balance of power shift radically in your life. So again, hopefully the person with with the issues with pot and the addiction is still on. I'm going to address that, and then I'm going to close out for the day. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope this stuff in the middle has been valuable as well. So, yeah, cold turkey, I tried many, many times, and it just didn't work for me personally. Now, I look back and I see that there was something the reason is because there was something, right on, man. There was something that, you're very welcome, that I was feeling like I needed from the pot, that like there was a sense of relaxation, a sense of love, a sense of like I can only relax if. That's another thing, by the way, that I started, I was sober and I was fine with my life way back in the day. And then I started smoking, and it just brought me to this deep level of relaxation where I could let go of all the shit that I thought I had to do and just kind of be. And that opened up a very deep sense of presence. That was my first kind of experience to meditation in a sense. Was just, I would let go of all the things I had to do and all the stresses of my day. Because like, well, I'm high anyway, man. I'm not going to get anything done. Screw it. I'm just going to chill. And by allowing myself to do that, this deep sense of peace and presence began to open and awaken. And then I got this, and then also, as you know, it helps to, movies become more funny. And a trip to the grocery store, you can go sober, or you can go stoned. And it's like, oh, dude, look at all that stuff, and the candy, and the big ball, and the rubber balls I get to play with. This is so much fun, and it adds that extra dimension, which that dimension is accessible. Okay, you can stop watching. That dimension is accessible to us all the time. But sometimes it takes opening to, things through weed or through whatever to, right on, thank you, I appreciate that, to access that dimension. And once we access it, though, know that anything can be accessed sober. I really appreciate the hearts, guys. Thank you all very much. Anything you experience high can be experienced sober. And that same level of depth and openness and fun and all of the above as we tap into our soul is available and more. But at first, like I said, what I began to do was I would, begin to, as I opened that, and I thought that those experiences were coming because I was high. I didn't realize that I could access that on my own. And so instead of being like, oh, I could watch a movie, or I could watch a movie high, and it'd be more fun. It subtly, without me realizing it, got to this place where I couldn't have fun unless I was high. I couldn't relax unless I was high. And then that's where the shift happens, and that's where the mental addiction begins to come in. And we end up living this like, life just sucks unless we're stoned kind of a place. And that's where I was. And that's where some of you guys may be as well. I totally get that place. So one, recognize just I'm standing for you now as somebody who's on the other side. It's an illusion. There is a deep place inside where a pure, wonderful, infinite joy, infinite relaxation, infinite fun, infinite laughter, everything can open up completely and totally sober. I promise you, it's here and it's available. There is going to be a little bit of shit in the middle. Cool. Right on, brother. Whatever makes you happy. There's a little bit of a piece in the middle that you're going to have to go back through, that we have denied through that we've kind of covered up some layers of darkness with the weed, that you're going to have to go back through to open to access that deep layer of self. It's just the way that it is. You do have the strength to do it, though. You do have the ability to do it. Like I said, cold turkey for me didn't work because there was that, I just felt like I was needing to get that something, and I couldn't relax and I couldn't whatever. So the cold turkey just, that didn't fit with me. Same basic thing, catnip, weed, it's all the same principle. Cocaine, all the different, now, I mean, there's some stuff as you get into major physical addiction with the really hard stuff like the heroin and whatever, that adds an extra dimension. But ultimately, all addictions, be they drugs, be they alcohol, be they porn, be they watching movies, be they promiscuous sex with just all kinds of, whatever, the food, all addictions come from the same principle. We're trying to get some sense of love, relaxation, joy, peace, whatever, from something outside of us because we stopped feeling it inside. So that's also where meditation practice really comes in handy, because we begin to open up to that sense of a true joy in our inner being that needs nothing outside of us. As you begin to, little by little, open to your best friend, your soul inside, and this warm fuzzy, this warm glow, this true, deep connection with an entity that trying to get brain to release through dopamine to those things. Yeah, that's part of it too. And I didn't quite understand what your comment about the diary thing. If you could, it came out a little funny. If you could try and say that one more time. So as we open up to this connection inside and let this soul feeling, this warm glow, this whatever, begin to cultivate, this best friend who understands us, who gets us, who is by our side, has unconditional love, always, all the time. It also creates biochemical, physical reactions like dopamine, serotonin. Those things come through our physical being as well. It's all related, but we're trying to get that stuff somehow. But as we open to this naturally, we realize we don't need anything outside to get that. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Right on. We'll enjoy the rain. Okay, gotcha. That will pass. You might have to go through it for a little while, but that will pass. I would also say, to help develop your core strength and your intestinal strength back, is intestine exercises are great. So just hold, you don't actually have to use your hands, but just sometimes it helps to add extra awareness just to rest them here. But squeeze your intestines in and release, and squeeze and release, kind of pulling your belly button back to your spine, and just squeeze and release. And there's many, many benefits I won't get into right now, but just long story short, it helps develop a deep inner intestinal core strength, helps to aid digestion, helps both diarrhea and constipation, whatever side of the pendulum you're on, it helps to bring everything back to normal. Cool, very good. And doing that, and if you can just do a few a day, great. Honestly, if you can build up to 500, even 1,000, some people say 2,000 a day. Now I realize that's a lot. So if that number is like, are you kidding, 2,000 a day? Screw that. Let the number go. Don't worry about that. The idea is not good question. Maybe. But it's a better addiction than the other ones. And honestly, I don't feel so, because it's tapping into who we are. If a surface love can become an addiction, the inner love is just who we are. We can't be addicted to who we are. We just be who we are. Although I do understand your question. But I guess if anything, I would say, hey, it's better than the other stuff, right? Why deny that and say, well, happiness is an addiction too. Screw it, I'm just going to keep smoking weed. That really doesn't go anywhere useful, does it? Shit. Okay, well, sorry about that, man. Do your thing. Over time, the intestine exercises really do help, although maybe sitting on the toilet to do them in case that kind of thing does happen. And with I'm trying to get a lot of stuff said in a short amount of time, because it's time for me to go. But I'm trying to honor the space of everybody here who's watching and help serve y'all as I can. So I will talk a little bit slower, but will attempt to. But still, it's pretty much time for me to go to honor the other things in my life that I've chosen to. And definitely, if it's that major of an issue while doing these intestine exercises, cause you to relieve your bowels, you may want to go talk to a doctor for right now. And I'm not a medical professional, by the way. Okay, cool. All right. Well, good. And by the way, just, I'm not a medical professional. All of this stuff is my own opinions, whatever. Full disclaimer right here. Listen good. Very good. Just a little skid mark, right? So you guys do what feels right to you. Consult a doctor if needed. All of the above. Right on. Much love. And good luck to you too. Please feel free to follow me and jump in for the daily, scopes and insights. And I'm happy to serve. Cool. And I will follow you back too. All my legit followers, I follow back. Yeah, I do, like I said, be conscious of where you're doing it and what your situation with your bowels is. If you need to sit on the toilet for a while, that's fine. It does definitely bring up gas at first. And so that's kind of what you were experiencing there with the shart. I haven't heard that term. That's great. Anyway, but I still, highly recommend the intestine exercises. If the number like 1,000 a day is too daunting for you, then do 100 a day and start with there, and then maybe do 150 or whatever. But you can do it driving, you can do it waiting in line at the store, you can do it watching TV, you can do it at your desk at work, whatever. You can do it all kinds of places, and just do it. Rather than do it absent-mindedly, though. It's not about like, oh, I'm doing my thing and I just happen to be moving my tummy and I'm just paying attention to the outside world. Keep a piece of your consciousness with your core while you're doing it. Pay attention to the outside world as much as you need to do your thing, but keep a piece of your awareness with your intestines and with your core as you do it, and just keep building up that strength. That will really help. And then also, if like I said, if the completely getting off weed and going cold turkey is causing that, that's another benefit to where the weaning yourself off bit by bit by bit may help. And that's what really helped me with stopping, because I tried the cold turkey. I'd go for a few weeks or a month. Something would happen, spark my emotions back up. I'd say, fuck this, I'm getting high. And I would, be off and running and start smoking again. So I had to cut myself down. And I will say definitely that in doing so, I'm not saying there weren't some dark times. I'm not saying there were like a day when I would, right on, cool. Last thought is just, again, love, encouragement. There may be some funky times through it as you're letting it go, but you can do it. Absolutely. I believe in you, I know, because I've done it myself. So log in, check in, and much love. Have a great day. And that last checkbox faded, or text box faded before I fully read it. I'm earning some money right now. I'm finishing this up as a life and wellness piece. As a private math and physics tutor. What I'm creating right now and what my real passion is life and wellness coaching, helping people to tap into their deep inner self, and then let that shine forth, releasing physical blockages, emotional stuff, spiritual stuff, whatever's in your way, from you accessing your deep, true internal power, living from a place of passion, and living an authentic life that honors your soul, honors yourself, etc. And it's what I love, it's what I'm doing for myself, and it's what I enjoy helping other people awaken to as well. That's the new business that I've been in the process of creating right now. And if you... okay. Fair enough. Well, yeah, like I said, all addictions stem from the same basic purpose. So open up to your true self, your deep love inside through meditation, and you will realize that you don't need stuff on the surface anymore to help you feel any particular way, or help you get love, or help you get relaxation. Everything you ever needed is within. That is a complex question. I tell you what, so for any of you guys out there that have these kinds of issues, or just if you are inspired by the idea of the life and wellness coaching and want to go deeper, I am going to log off. But let's do this. 2 things. Number 1, please follow me. And then I'm doing daily scopes. And in fact, actually, this is kind of yesterday's. So I am tonight. That's not going to be till probably midnight Central Time before I get back on. But I will tonight do another scope. So feel free to log in then, ask questions. And I'm happy to help more extensively. You can follow me and ask stuff on a daily basis. But more, what I want to offer to y'all right now is go to my profile, click on it, get my email address. I offer free hour-and-a-half consultations. I call them clarity sessions, where you and I sit down. We can sit down in person if you're in the Houston area, phone, Skype, whatever works, and just take some time to really just one-on-one. No other chat boxes, no other people, just you and me. Delve into where you are, what's going on with you, where are you, Where do you want to be? What's in your way? Whether it's in your way from being happy, peaceful, living a life of passion, whatever. We will sit down and really delve into that and just help you get clarity on whatever's going on in your life. I can offer insights, recommendations. Right on. Well, yeah, take care of your thing, man. Much love. And hopefully I will see you again soon. And good luck with taking care of that. So I offer that for you just as my service to the world. Email me, connect with me, and I am happy to help. Free, no obligation, no strings, no nothing, hour and a half. We'll sit down and we'll figure out what's going on with you. Yes, I am a life and wellness coach, and so as in doing that, if we also then decide to move forward in some sort of a coaching relationship, there's a cost fee that I ask for that to help me pay my bills and do my thing, and we can figure out the logistics and move forward from that. But if nothing else, just the hour and a half, please email me, connect with me. We will figure it out, and I'm happy to serve to help you vault up to the next level. Okay, and that goes for anybody out there. So I'm going to log off. I wish you guys the best. Beautiful day. Somewhere in about 14 hours, give or take, I'm going to be back on tonight. And then I will do a daily thing from here on out. Cool. Thank you. Much love and peace. Short answer right now is through meditation. When you meditate, one, get grounded. Tap your body. Shake around, do something, intestine exercises that we were talking about to get your mind back in your body, helps to release thoughts and emotions. Then during your meditation, feel your breathing. And for concentration and focus, I would recommend that you count your breaths. It's a great way to begin to build focus. Just every breath, just 1, 2, whatever. As you lose count, start back over. No big deal. See if you can build to 30. See if you can build to 50. See if you can get to 100 without losing count. That will help to really bring in concentration. And there's other techniques as well. There's all kinds of stuff, but just on the short right now, because I'm going to log off, I wanted to at least leave you with something. So start with that. Follow me, log on, and or connect with me through email or whatever, and bring that question back up again, and I would really be happy to serve more deeply in that. In the meantime, I hope that helps. Alan Brock, Ground Your Divinity. Please, guys, connect with me, email, follow me. Hearts are always appreciated. Invite your followers, share where you can if you found value in this, so that it then can ripple out to the world and other people can receive value as well. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.